Okay, hello, this is OK here, and we are back with a stream of some variant chess. We were just doing some variants earlier. Uh, we're, um, we're back with some variants chess with International Master opperwezen. It's full board chess. Black has got, if I can just rewind one move, Black's got a slight advantage in that he has a knight in the king's square advanced one set of rows, whereas white has a pawn but has a slight disadvantage of having to move second. Okay, so I played a friendly game of this with Opper earlier. And I missed the move c4, trapping white's queen. But apart from that, we had actually quite a high quality game. But although I did lose it. So do I take this? Takes. I think taking is interesting. Takes. Although the queen will be able to save itself is the only problem. But is it worth it? I haven't properly analysed this. So let's see. If I takes, the queen comes here and we still exchange queens. Somehow, feels like I'm sacking a lot. It feels like I'm sacking a lot to. Okay, and then yeah, this pawn will still come make progress. So this pawn is weak. That's something to think about in future. So is it worth sacrificing pieces for pawns in this kind of variant? I'm not sure. But after bishop takes bishop, I have to take back with this. And he can still go queen here. And the problem is when I take him, his pawns are more advanced. So, yeah, I'm a little uncertain if that was the best way of playing it. So as I've said, this is obviously a very complex variant. Because there's so many pieces on the board. Just anyone's just joined us, this is the starting position. So it's two sets of pieces, but a second copy of pieces. You're not allowed kings, not allowed a second king. So we put a knight in the place of a black king here and a pawn here, because black does move second. I'm not sure if sacrificing here was the right thing to do, but my auto move. Problem is he has got queen here, and when I take, just advancing his pawns. It's a very good move. So I obviously am not going to take the question. I want to advance my own pawns. Oh, I hadn't considered is maybe he has a trap. Oh my word. He might just be able to go d4 and trap my queen. And I was so concentrated on he can go d4 with tempo. Dun. Okay, that's painful. Yeah, the first time I played this game, I actually played quite well, and somehow now I'm streaming, I feel like I'm not playing the best moves. I didn't take the queen because I was afraid of advancing his pawns, but I just didn't see he can advance his pawns with tempo now. And I could back off, but then he can push again. Oh, I can do this. Okay, so it's not the end of the world. I'm just giving him a lot of tempi. And I am feeling, yeah, not sure. I'm letting his pawns advance too far, I feel. But I could back off, it's true. I can also do this, but then he just simply takes back here. Okay, he gives me reprieve of a kind by going knight takes pawn. I really want to stop d4 so bad that I am going to take this queen. Just going to take it. And I'm going to take this knight. And this pawn is not as weak as I'd have liked it. Now, it's weird. I was very pleased to take his pieces. On the other hand, I'm quite happy if he takes my pieces that I can push my pawns forwards, because the pawns are going to be the instrumental to contemplating this followed by this. But he does simply have knight takes rook. But still, knight takes knight, so okay, this one, he's done the same idea on the other side of the board, quite interestingly. I think I have to take back. And he does have this sort of ideas on h8. If anyone's just joined us, this is full board. Okay, so he's got a double rook. Okay, it's very nice. Double rook attack. But okay, I'm just going to quickly divert his bishop, because his bishop's on a dangerous diagonal right here. So I'm just quickly going to divert that. Then I'm contemplating taking here, but I'm wondering whether I should do anything here first. Like pawn takes pawn or rook takes pawn. I think I'll just do pawn takes pawn here. He might have knight takes rook at some point. I'm happy to take that back. So I think that's okay. Maybe I should. Yeah. Now, do I take with the knight or with the bishop? I think the bishop is providing some kind of opposition. So I'm tempted with the knight, and that also defends this pawn here. Okay, he does with the knight. I'm thinking of taking with the pawn, just protects this pawn and actually develops this bishop a little bit. In a normal chess game, you'd take with the knight, but this isn't a normal chess game at all. Now this is a very interesting move, because I wanted to take with the bishop, but this hangs the knight. But taking with the pawn looks so... Having said it's not a normal chess game, I should be a little bit aware of king safety, because it is going to turn into a normal chess game. But I'm still going to do this, taking advantage of the fact that he's got really poor development. So it's true I've got very poor king safety, but I feel I've got quite good development. In terms of material, he is up material. I think that's something to bear in mind. It means he is up material. That's something. So that's an interesting move. So if takes, activating the rook. Yeah, takes, activates his knight. So I've got a temporary lead in development, but yeah. So where's this queen going? Potentially to here. So he's offering me a pawn, but it'll give me treble centered pawns, which are very weak. And he'll be 2 pawns up. But there'll be no queens on the board. So those are the pros and cons I'm facing. I still think, I still like the idea of a... He doesn't have to take the queen, he could just block. So, okay, but he decides to take it. So this king can never castle now, which is maybe a bit of a pity. But, okay, I still think there's some value to what we have. I think these central pawns maybe could be quite strong as well. So again, my focus is on developing, but I've got to watch out, this pawn is hanging. I could push it, and then the rook is... Oh, I see, he's trying to swing the rook in here. That is a little annoying. And the other thing is he's got this one. Okay, so obviously I'll take this pawn. Just trying to get back a little bit of material. Equality, and so now he's only 1 pawn up. But my pawns are not good. Okay, and develop my knight, hitting the pawn on e4. But he's got an even better pawn, actually. He's threatening a fork. Yeah, that's not nice. Got to get out of the way. That's really not nice. So I could do knight takes pawn, but he will have this with tempo. He's also got bishop takes pawn coming in. Sort of things are not looking so rosy. I'll do this, just giving my king a square on f8 to run to. Yep, and he's winning a piece. Yep, he is winning a piece. That's the only problem. Okay. So do I want to exchange off this bishop? It's a pretty rubbishy bishop, frankly. So I guess I'll exchange it off. Where's my counterplay? Okay, I'm hitting his knight. But yeah, he is a piece up. And this is not going to go well from here on out, I don't imagine. Yeah, I mean, he's simply going to be material up. I think I have to take this off just to clear my position a little bit. But he's just simply material up. And who is he material up? It's actually really interesting. So, yeah, he's a rook up. That's the problem. Yeah. I mean, I just have to... I have to challenge the file. He's got all these rooks. How to... Yeah, I can't really... He's just a rook up. It's just, yeah. Can't really do anything fancy. Yeah, and he's trapped my knight, which is a nice thing to do. Yeah, the only way I could possibly win is some kind of mate on f1, and that's not really going to happen, realistically. So, yeah, I think this is a good point to resign. 4 piece down. So let's go for a rematch. Okay, so the move he played last time was pawn takes pawn, and it allowed this. So surely another move would be better, such as this pawn takes pawn. But then he could sack his knight and bring the queen in, so it doesn't really work so nicely. So the knight is doing a good job defending these two squares. This knight is defending this square, and this knight is defending this square. So you could go pawn takes pawn. What about pawn takes pawn though? This looks quite powerful. So if knight takes pawn, queen backs off. Pawn takes knight is the idea. With threat then on this pawn. Okay, so maybe that is the philosophy of this game, is you have to meet every attack with a counter attack. I could take the queen, but then he's advancing his pawns. Maybe I should have been a little bit more aware of kingside safety. Just a little bit. Maybe. So do I take with the queen or with the pawn? So trying to contemplate where am I going to progress? I think he does have this extra knight though, so if I go queen takes and then take the knight, he can take my knight is the problem. Okay, I'm just going to take the queen. And the advantage of that is I can do this, forcing a take back here and then take back here. So I feel that's progress. So I think that is an advantage because that's allowed me to develop my pieces a little bit. Oh, that is weak. So although I've defended this square nicely, this square is weak. So is it worth sacrificing a bishop 4 is the question. Or is it worth going for a counter with pawn takes pawn? So hi there, IJH Chess. I am reading the chat. Where is Plotkin? We need a Plotkin emote. I've got no idea about emotes, so you tell me. I'm thinking of pawn takes pawn, you know, with every move counter. Except the thing is, he's getting the first bite at this one. And that does kind of open up his queen a little bit. So, what move should I play here? I could go pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, yeah. Or do I sack my bishop? Bishop, pawn takes, queen takes. And then his pieces are a little bit trapped. So I think I'm going to sacrifice. Yeah. It's a little bit risky because it's our only queen. IJH says, unfortunately, I don't know how to add emotes either. Yeah, we'll find out eventually. Okay, so that's attacking my queen, so I have to take it. I imagine knight takes. Looks sensible. Ah, he goes pawn takes, okay. Now, we have a choice. We could take this pawn, but that's well defended, or we could push. And I feel that's good, because it kind of traps him up a bit. The only question is, does he have some counterplay on the other side of the board? For example, should I go pawn takes pawn first? I think I should, just to, otherwise he has the counterplay there. So pawn takes pawn, just to make sure. Now, actually, I potentially even have this pawn. But I think this is okay. If he attacks, the only thing is he does have this with tempo on my queen, which I hadn't properly considered. So I could take this pawn for free. The question is, do I want to? I think I do want to, actually, because I'm hitting this bishop. So although I'm dying to play this move, I'm just going to just sort of put it off for a little. Oh, he has knight here. I had not seen that. But I still think it's okay. Oh, he's winning a knight. I had not seen that either. Okay. And the reason that's a nice move, I really want to take his bishop, but then he has pawn takes pawn, opening up my king. So maybe it's too greedy. But I am dying to do that. I'm going to do that, actually. So yeah, he wins a pawn near my king, true. I don't get maximum king safety. If he takes a bishop, knight takes. It's all very nice. No, pawn takes pawn. He does have knight takes pawn. Was I too chill about everything? Maybe. So maybe I need something like this. But even that's not really good enough. So I'm hitting his rook, I'm hitting his knight. Yeah, it's not really doing quite what I'd have liked. Because I was hoping for... Okay, I'll develop my knight. And so what's the material situation? It seems he's +4. So Opper somehow has been picking up material all this while. He takes my knight. Yeah, so what's really unfortunate, I was hoping for rook takes knight and ideas on c8, but unfortunately his knight does a wonderful job guarding c8. So that's check, so I have to take it, that's fine. No problem with that. Stops any checks, further checks, I believe. Okay, yeah, he also has the block on the queen. Okay, but is that wise? Because... yeah, it doesn't quite work. I have knight here, but I don't have a follow-up. I've got queen here, takes. Yeah, so knight here forces the queen back, but then I have no real follow-up to that move. But let's have a little ponder a second. Knight here, queen back. Is there any follow-up? Knight here would be a smother if I could get my pieces coordinated. But that's not realistic. And if I do queen here first, he exchanges off queens in a position where he is +4. So that won't do either. So I've got to just do this just for the sake of a little activity. But I don't see the follow-up. Is there any problem? I mean, it feels good pushing him back, but this is coming with certain tempo. And I can't really see what to do next. Yeah, unfortunately, it's all fine. Take this knight, takes back. It's tough. I can't see anything concrete. I've got rook here, but I'm just losing more material. So how to finish this? How to progress further in this game is what I mean. I could back off, but then I'm losing this pawn. I could take the knight. There is something to be said for that, but then just pawn takes. The problem is, yeah, knight takes pawn is coming. Not really. I'm not really making good progress here. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Just okay. Now I could go knight there, but it doesn't really work. Back off. I mean, the rook's a little bit trapped, maybe, but yeah, it's nothing significant. So I do this. Oh, he's happy to give back the exchange. Oh, he is happy because he's hitting the he's threatening to finish me off. Okay, so this is going to be not too pleasant. I'm effectively playing a rook down. It's got to keep a solid king, but all the initiative I had has rather dwindled. I'm going to have to just move the queen, exchange it off. His rook's no longer under attack. My knight's going to have to back off. And I think this is just going to be a technical victory for him with the extra material. I mean, let's see, what is the extra material? It is again an extra rook, somehow. Somehow picking up an extra rook. And my advantage any advantage I might have had once, has vanished. Let's try and activate the bishops. I guess the way one would try and hold this is somehow create a blockade. That's easier said than done. So yeah, I can't see how to create a blockade. And it's just use a rook up, so I don't know what to do. Well, this is weak. Yeah, it's tough. Too many pieces. Okay. Okay, good game. Should we try one more, or what should we do? I think it turns into regular chess, and I always find myself material down by the end of it. So let's see. Maybe we could do Crazyhouse in this. Analysis board. Okay, let's do that. I can't see a move. Okay, why can I not see a move? Hmm. Yeah, now I see a move. Okay. I see. So he's saying it's very dangerous because he's going to take a queen. Suddenly, like, it looked like I had all these queens, but I'm actually going to be... I'm going to have to take the queen back with the pawn. So he's got a pretty good attack going on me. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? True. Very true. But I don't have a nice attack on him. This is true. This is true. Let's go. Let's go. Just do our best. So he's going to have a queen in hand. That's fine. I'll take it back when he does. Oh my goodness, I've got both queens. Okay, let's just take this queen. He's going to have a lot of queens in hand. So we've got pawn and queen in hand. Okay, I'm definitely going to take that back. And if I can take this back, I have a wolf defense set up. Like, you've got two queens, but I've got the wolf defense. It's the most solid structure in Crazyhouse. E6, d6. Okay, well, what do I do here? It's very important to sort of to get in. The problem is these bishops providing a lot of coverage. That's a slight problem. I wanted to go pawn here, and then pawn takes pawn and pawn here, but there's a lot of light square coverage. It's kind of problematic. So the key is, where can I get in? So pawn takes pawn is nice. Knight takes pawn, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop. He's still got a lot of coverage. So somehow needs space for your queens to express themselves. Okay, I'm going to take this. And the reasoning is I just want to get in on him. We've got knights, but I'm just going to do this. it's really difficult. I'm trying to do a sort of a light square attack, and it's not very easy. Because you can just take back the pawn. Interesting. And if I take with the knight, he's suddenly got a knight in hand. That's kind of scary. I'm going to do this. The idea being, if he does knight takes, I've got pawn takes pawn. This is very important. I need to maintain some kind of... So if he does the other knight takes, that's very good. Then what do I do here? Pawn takes this pawn. Just trying to maintain this sort of structure, invading his position. So really hitting on these light squares. Okay, now here I have to take back. Okay, I have to accept. I have to take back. And now, there again, I have to take back. If I take with the knight, then giving him a knight. I don't know if I want to give him a knight. But I think I have to just give... Yeah, I think I just have to. It would be very nice to take one of his knights, because then smothered ideas arise. That's one thing I should say is quite nice about my position. Is for now no smothered ideas. Okay, how can I get in? Again, very important to maintain this position. Maybe a bishop is actually even a good idea. But I've got so many pawns, I'm going to go with the pawn. Takes, and this is now still defended. And okay, I just got to control this square. And I'm going to control it with the pawn. But the thing with the pawn, I can never take, although the knight can come in. So maybe a bishop to get. So if I take, I still maintain backwards control. And he's only got one knight, so taking is a threat. Okay, so that's a little bit of defensive work I had to do. Now the thing is, how can I get back to attacking? I need a knight to attack with, but if I take a knight, I lose my light square domination. Takes, and he has very good control on the light squares. So I'm actually going to keep plugging away on this pawn. I feel that's going to create a weakness on f3. The other way is to put a pawn on d3. And the knight doesn't really have much it can do. Okay, that's fine. I need to really maintain. I could have gone bishop takes rook. Yeah, don't know why I didn't do that. Why didn't I go bishop takes rook? Because maybe I was afraid of pawn drop on g7. So yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was okay or not. So he's going straight into attack now. Can I get in? Pawn here. Takes. The problem is he's got takes. The reason I'm doing this is a slightly weak square. I could also just take the rook. I mean, this is... Yeah, taking the rook is a powerful move because I feel I still got the backwards defense. I think he's making progress on these dark squares. That's not good. But on the other hand, pawn takes knight. Pawn takes knight is actually quite a big threat though as well. So let's see. No, I think this is good because the threat is actually not pawn takes knight. The threat is pawn takes c2. It's all about whose attack is faster, and going in on it. What I'm trying to do is go in on a weakness. Okay, so he's going in for an attack. Okay. Do I defend that? Say with the queen. I think I do. I've got absolutely no problem, just absolutely defending. I'm absolutely for defense here. He says, in this full board, all attack, but I'm going to prove him wrong here. We're going to defend. We're going to defend our way to victory. He doesn't have a second knight if knight takes bishop. And I think my attack is faster, so let's do this. It'll be really interesting turning on the engine at the end of this game and seeing who it thinks was winning at various stages of this game. So that's something to look forward to. Color complexes are very important in Crazyhouse. He has an attack on the dark squares, I have an attack on the light squares. And the key in Crazyhouse is which attack is faster. And basically I need one move, a second move to attack the queen. No, one move to take. A second move to take the queen and the third move to checkmate. So it's quite a fast attack. And I now have a knight in hand. But I don't think I want to use the knight, you see, because this queen is quite hard to defend. So I think he's probably going to move the knight out. To defend. Oh, I shouldn't have told him that. He can see my he can see my thought process. That's funny. But I think he's going to move the knight out to defend. That does make sense. Darn, why did I show him? But now I've got, if pawn here, you simply got queen takes pawn. If pawn here, yeah. So I just realized we are in a study. He can see what I'm thinking. Darn. Yeah. So the knight is doing really good defensive work, but I have this move now. So I'm threatening to. I could take the pawn with, and then knight f3 becomes a threat, or I can take the knight. Taking the pawn feels good because I'm threatening to take the rook with check, and now taking the knight, I've got threats here. But I've lost a little bit of my. He's got two queens and a lot of stuff in hand, I just realised. Whereas I've kind of been really playing quite aggressively. I've been using my pieces defensively. Yeah, suddenly I'm not sure if I have Not sure that I have the kind of instant hit that I had earlier. Okay, interesting. He's allowing knight here because he's, oh no, he's not allowing. He's going queen takes. We'll defend against it. So he's using the pin here, and if I go bishop takes bishop, he's going to, yeah, very nice. So I'm going to just defend this pin. Very simple. Defend the pin. Yeah, somehow I lost my attack on e2 and c2, which was very powerful attack. I did lose it somewhat. Yeah, bishop takes rook is good indeed. I like bishop takes rook. Just clears that out. Clears away a lot of the danger and threatening back rank stuff. Got bishop takes bishop threats. So, yeah, somehow he can still go rook takes pawn, but then I've got back ranks. He's thinking of knight takes pawn, so I can see his thought process as well. Okay, I go rook on the back rank, but he can just defend fairly easily. I could take his bishop, just get a free bishop. But okay, I have to remember the key to this game is to make use of all these pawns I have in hand. That's going to be the key. So like a pawn here and a pawn here. But he can always go bishop takes bishop, bishop takes bishop, bishop takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, and then I've no longer got control, and then put a bishop back on this diagonal. So I'm thinking pawn at h3 is one idea. Is there something more powerful? I could go pawn takes bishop, but it feels a little slow. I don't really want to take the bishop because he's coming back, so I need to lay back. I just need to get back into a. I need to get back with an attack on the back rank. And so if I feel I've got enough defense, I just need to maintain a sufficient attack. So if I go pawn to d2, I've got a back rank attack, which is good. If I go knight, not so much, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with pawn. And I have a lot of pawns, so I can go rook takes, bishop takes, put another pawn down, and so on. Or even bishop takes this bishop. Just keeping really good control on the light squares. Okay, so he puts a queen to defend everything, which makes a lot of sense. And also, yeah, it's a very good move. So I'm going to go, I could go rook in the corner, but just goes take. Oh, rook in the corner is amazing, actually. Rook in the corner takes, but then I've got pawn here, but then takes. Yeah, so the question is how do I... So rook in the corner is very... Rook here is also quite good. Takes. Bishop takes. Queen takes. But he has a second bishop still covering, so it's, yeah, he's really got good control. So I've got two knights, but somehow it's really hard to get in. Which squares can I get in on? So this square is actually really well defended. So, okay, so what about rook in the corner? Rook in the corner is slightly slow. Rook here is very forcing. Rook here takes. Or rook here takes, and just simply put a pawn or a knight here. It doesn't quite work. Knight here. I need to be careful about being too aggressive. Do I put the knight on first? And he does have knight takes pawn. Knight here threatens taking the queen with check, which is obviously good. But knight takes pawn might be an issue. So if he goes bishop takes at the end of it, I need to make sure I'm mating. It's not clear. It's not clear I am. So I'm trying to work out how to. So what about rook in the corner? Takes. Rook in the corner is another nice idea because it's kind of hard for him to defend that rook. Okay, I'm going to go with rook in the corner. Yeah, so if he takes, the threat is a pawn here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. So that's the way I feel I maintain maximum control. Hi there, Silver Surfer Gorilla. Well, we're up against opperwezen in a study in some full board Crazyhouse. Quite a big threat here. He goes straight for an attack. Yeah, that makes sense. So he's getting a lot of queens, basically. So the question is, does he have mate? There is a mate threat. There is a mate threat. If rook takes rook, if pawn takes rook, I'm going to go with pawn takes rook. His queen, I think that's a good idea. Now the question is, do I have a mate? I think I might do even. With because of this knight here. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's unfortunate. Can I... Oops. That's not what I wanted. I missed bishop takes knight, and then he's got a mate threat on me. Okay, so just gotta. Yeah, so knight here is actually not good because he can just take it, and I can't. Yeah, that's not so good, and he's threatening mate, and it's going to be a little bit unfortunate. So I need to think, how do I break through? Not so simple. So the problem is if I just do an instantly aggressive move like bishop takes bishop, he simply has rook here, checkmate. So, and if I go knight here, he's got bishop takes. Again, I just don't have time. I don't have time to take back because he's got a mating threat. So I just absolutely have to play this move to cover the mate threat. And he has no knights. This is amazing. He has no knights. He has no knights, so there are no crazy sacrifices like knight here, check, pawn takes, knight here, or something like this. Although, actually that could work if he had a knight. Interesting. So yeah, what is the best move in this position? I've got to be very wary also. If any move like, if I take the bishop, he could come in here. So yeah, he has really good defense on f1. Go bishop takes bishop. That takes out the defense on f1. And that's a mating threat, so he has to, he can't ignore that. So he has to take it back. So the wonderful thing about this is See, when his queen was here, he had a move that could not be ignored. So the important thing here is to try and keep on doing moves whose threats cannot be ignored. So if pawn takes bishop, bishop takes pawn, for example, is a move whose threat cannot be ignored. I could go knight, but I could also just put a pawn here straight away. Takes, takes. A move whose threat cannot be ignored, and he's only got queens to defend with. So that's why this should be winning. For black, I feel, as long as I'm not getting mated. Okay, so am I getting mated? Queen takes pawn, just knight takes. I think I'm okay. He doesn't have time to do moves like pawn takes pawn. I think, again, that's a move that cannot be ignored. I believe it's a move that cannot be ignored. Let's make that move 9. Oops. Sorry, I was just trying to... This... Sorry, I was just trying to... Just want to delete that variation, which does not exist. Sorry about that. Okay. So, he's got a tough task defending. Oops. Yeah, just need to delete that from here. He wanted to mark pawn takes queen. So bishop there, pawn takes queen. Actually, I wouldn't take the queen. I'm in attacking mode here. I wouldn't even take that queen. I would go straight in for my attack. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do, but that's what I would do. Because if he took the queen, he would actually have pawn here, threatening mate here, and that would be a threat that could not be ignored. I want to keep on making moves whose threat cannot be ignored. Oh, but that is good, adding a new bishop. That is very good. But the thing is, I'm just going to keep on recycling his bishops for my pawns. So, keeping on creating threats that cannot be ignored, and soon it'll be queens for my pawns, so he's only got queens to defend with. And I've still got 3 pawns left. It's not that many, given how many I started with. But that's been the key to this game. Opper hasn't used his 11 pawns in hand, whereas it's right from the beginning I was very much trying to use my pawns to work my way into white's position. And if I can get the king up to here, obviously, I'm planning on dropping. Got knight drops here in mind, potentially knight here, knight here. He does have pawn takes pawn with a mate in one threat, and a threat that cannot be ignored. But the problem is pawn takes bishop equals queen is mate. So the thing with this is now I can got knight here and knight here, and the king is being escorted up the board. He probably just has to run for it. Okay, if he does this, he's only got this one square to go to, and I should have mate forthcoming. So he can take this pawn potentially, but yeah. So where is the mate? He could take this pawn. But I think I have mate coming shortly. It's not so easy because he's got very good. He has very good coverage of everything. I've got pawn there, knight takes pawn. This is a little bit of a struggle. Where's the mate? Because I've got knight here, which is my plan. Takes. But he can still come here. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Knight here, takes. And then I've got this pawn. To finish things off. So I've just about... Oh, it doesn't quite do it. Because now he's got this square to go to. Oh my goodness, have I failed? And now he has got all these knights in hand, so this is a little bit concerning. I think I've got him. So I've got pawn here. So these cut him off here, and then I've got double check. Is that checkmate? He can block. But it's double check. It's double check. So that is checkmate. Finally. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Let's turn engine on and see. Let's see the kind of the trick of where it happened. So white's doing nicely here. So takes queen, probably just taking the queen was good, but okay. Yeah. Maybe that was a bit better, but okay. I went for d takes e5, takes. So I felt I had quite a good wolf defense set up. And I really trying to get to work. Yeah. Now that was a bit of a mistake. He could have just taken the rook, maybe. But okay, he did this. And I should have taken back. But okay, I took this, and I was really trying to get to work on these light squares. The bishop takes g7 is correct. Knight takes h6 is correct. It says I should have taken... I was really just defending. Takes, rook takes, bishop here. Yeah, I feel I had to defend. Bishop takes h6 obviously was a good move in this position, but I was a bit worried, maybe. So I just played it very defensive. Okay, but here I felt this was quite a good structure I had. Rook takes g6 apparently was strong. Or at e7. At e7. Really. Knight takes e7. Right, e7, knight takes e7, e takes f6. Interesting. With this, takes back, knight here. Yeah. So knight takes g7 is a mistake because you're giving a knight, that's true. So, and the knight's a useful thing for my attack. Knight here I thought was a good move. Things just be really chill and just take this. Now this is what I don't understand, because I thought I just do this and I'm completely winning. Yeah. So that's not right. Knight e to f4, that sounds correct. Anyway, it's like the stockfish doesn't realize how dangerous these two black pawns are. It doesn't quite realize how dangerous they are until it's too late. At e2 directly was maybe a little bit stronger, kind of cashing in. Yeah, at e2. Bishop takes e2. D takes e2. Knight takes? No, not even knight takes, because if knight takes at c2 is the issue. So even queen takes e2. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And yeah, now this is obviously going to be good for black. But anyway, instead I did this. And white maintains advantage. Takes the knight. Bishop takes d4 was good, but he did this, was interesting. Defends. What was better? Bishop takes h6, just taking the free rook. He does this. So again, this is a blunder. Knight takes d4 was better apparently. Or bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes d4 maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. So, but it seems to be more of a drawing position. But now I get to work on these squares. And rook at h1 was the right move. That's the one point where I find the correct move, and that is punishing. Queen takes, and yeah, this is now really punishing. And I'm just recycling pieces. Just no defense. Mate in 6. The fast mate was bishop at d5, block, and then pawn at g4, blocking off the king first. Instead I go on a little bit of a king chase, and again rook at e4, king c5, c takes d6 was stronger. But instead I go knight first, takes, king here. Again, I was thinking of c takes d6, but king here, and I wasn't seeing how to finish it. Knight d4, oh okay, knight d4, double checks, just like in the game. But so instead I did this move of just sacrifice the knight, and then double checkmate. Yes! So yeah, I've never beaten Opera in normal Crazyhouse, but now there's a nice victory in with a take back in full board Crazyhouse. So yeah, nice game. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. That was a fun variant stream. Yeah, I think quite instructive game. You really have to watch out for the light and dark square complexes. So let's see the final time where it was really critical was probably around here. I wonder. I think it wasn't really around here. It was more like in this situation. Rook g1 seems correct. Was there a better move? It's really hard to say, actually. It thinks knight takes... Yeah, so it thinks knight takes d4 was maybe critical here. But I still have rook at h1, so it may be that... Yeah, maybe it's too late by now. So bishop takes rook, rook takes pawn. Yeah, it's hard to say. At what point does it become critical? But it's all about controlling these squares, and it looked at this point that he'd just regained control of the light squares, so I'd lost control again. But if knight takes d4, there's again rook at h1, so I just somehow managed to cling on to that control of the light squares. Maybe something as simple as... No, it doesn't seem wrong. It's really hard to see, like, where did it really go wrong? Yeah, because it still seems that they're the best moves, but somehow just maintain control of the light squares, and I have a rook in hand, and that's, yeah, cool. So, and now just recycling to win all his pieces. Okay, so good game. Double check then. Yay! Thanks for playing, Opera.